Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm recommending you some religious books or books on religion that you might like. Note that I was a bit skeptical about making this video because obviously you know how controversial the topic of religions can be. But personally, I feel that religions are great as long as they don't harm other people. For some people, religion is how they survive. Religion is how they find direction in life. There are so many answers that we don't have yet, and if religion helps you find that, I don't think there's anything wrong in you following one. But I feel that instead of following the only one religion that we are usually born into, one needs to read more about different religions across the world so that they can know what suits them best, or if it doesn't suit them at all. It is very easy to say I follow this one religion or I don't follow any religion, but it's very, very difficult to be open to everything the world has to offer and then make a conscious choice. And that's exactly why I hope that the recommendations that I have for you today will help you in some way or other in your life. Now, the first book that I will recommend is Tattva, Soul and Karma by Tanuj Lal Chandani. This book is sort of like an encyclopedia. Let me show. It's beautiful. It's like an encyclopedia of Hindu religion, but it also explores a lot of concepts that we are probably familiar with if you are born Hindu. But even otherwise, there are very, very popular tales like the tale of Ganesha, the tale of different planets. It's very interesting. Although I would say that I never believed a lot in all of these, but it's really interesting to read about them. My favorite is definitely Goddess Saraswati, and that's basically for obvious reasons. For those of you who don't know, Goddess Saraswati is the epitome of knowledge. It is said that the world was born due to her wisdom, and she was born out of the mouth of Brahma. So she is considered the goddess of speech. And Saraswati is basically the goddess that I look up to. She's my favorite goddess in Hinduism. And yeah, you might differ from me, but I think the reason is obvious because she reads a lot too, definitely. She is my inspiration, you can say that. Also, Hinduism has a lot of other gods, goddesses, stories, and if you want to read all of them, this is the best book that you can get your hands on. You can see this book is very big and it's very good in quality, and that is exactly why I was so interested in reading this book. Usually when it comes to religious books, I read them very slowly, but this book I read it in one go because it was so interesting, the pictures and all. Also, it smells really great, but I can't tell you how good it smells over video, right? But overall, I really liked how this book is made. If you don't know what Hinduism is about, or if you want to know about Hinduism, this book is something that will guide you very perfectly. And yeah, that is exactly why I'll recommend you this book. Thanks a lot to the author for sponsoring today's video and bringing it to you guys. Next book that I will recommend is Islam, a graphic guide. This is a sort of a series called Introducing Books, and this is one of them, this particular book. I have recommended this book in a video that I made lately as well. But Islam, a graphic guide is basically all you need to read if you want to know what Islam is about, how it began, what are the principles that it follows, and this book has outlined it so damn well. One of the questions that I did have after reading this book was, why is it that you can't show the face of Muhammad in pictures or drawings? And some of my subscribers actually cleared that out for me, so thank you so much guys for helping me out. But the reason is that if you show the picture of Muhammad or somebody actually draws it, there is a chance that people will try to act as him, and no one is as pure as him, so that won't be right. Then we also have to keep in mind that sometimes in all religions we take the figures of gods and goddesses and leaders and make caricatures out of them, especially comic artists, and this is not something that they want. So that's one more reason that they can't show the face of Muhammad. I really like these reasons and they seem really valid. The next book that I recommend, by the way, a lot of these books I don't have a physical copy because I read most of them on Storytel. And this book is Shinto and the New Japanese Religion. Yeah, that is the name, sorry, the Japanese New Religion. That's the name of the audiobook. Shinto is basically the religion that the Japanese follow. It's a very peaceful and calm religion which has evolved over time, definitely. When and where it started, it's not really known, but most Japanese follow this particular religion. It's sort of like Buddhism, but not entirely. I loved the customs of the Shinto religion specifically. You should definitely YouTube or Google to check some of them out. They are very interesting, and I love the concept of kami or the spirits. I mean, there is a similar concept in Hinduism as well, but not exactly. But anyway, coming back, what I figured out is that while I was reading about all these religions, the thing is that I like a lot of things about them, but I also do not like a couple of things about them. I guess that's okay. Any individual must differ from everything that they are offered, and I'm sure that all of you will agree with me on this. Next, I read this book called The God Delusion, and this is absolutely the opposite of everything that I'm recommending today. While all these books mostly talk about a god and a greater spiritual energy, if not a god, this book totally shuns it. It's like a critique of religion. Why I am recommending this book? Because it's very well written. It's very well written. I'm sure that even if you are a believer, this book will give you some valid things to think about. And once again, open your mind to every possibility in the world, because you just have one life, and most of the times what you realize is that it's really meaningless. So it's the meaning that you add to your life which becomes the meaning. So before you decide what is the meaning of life, you should have variety of knowledge and variety of fields. Next book is Evidence for Christianity. You should read this book if you want to know what are the counteractions that you can offer to criticisms of Christianity. I personally have read a lot of parts of the Bible because I'm a literature student, but as a child I liked Christianity the most as a religion. I guess that's because I studied in a Christian school, but as over the time as I grew up, I found out that yeah, I like Christianity, but there's nothing wrong with other religions as well. This book has a lot of answers to criticisms and questions that are thrown at Christianity, and if you want to get a better idea, if you yourself are looking for answers to these questions, you should read this book. The next book is Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. Buddhism is definitely one of the religions we are very familiar with, but this book takes it on a level that I had never ever thought about. I always thought Buddhism is easy, peaceful, but it's very difficult, and this book totally shattered my ideas about Buddhism. It tells the story of this guy called Siddhartha, but the way he tolerates pain, it's crazy, and it really teaches you how your whole life is going to be about pain, and your endurance is going to tell you whether you're going to make it or is it gonna break you. And that's just basically why I liked Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. This is such a thin book, guys, but I finished it in over a few months actually, because it was too much to take in at one time. My brain was bursting, and I highly recommend this book to you guys if you want to know more about Buddhism. One religion that I have not explored a lot, and I'm very sorry about it, is Sikhism. Obviously, I have read a lot of articles, but I have not read proper books on it. So there's a book that I have on my TBR which is called A History of the Sikhs by Khushwant Singh, who is an author that I've read, and I like him overall. So this book has 2 volumes as per my knowledge, and I really want to read them sometime, but as I have talked to a lot of people, I think it will be safe to recommend this book to you guys if you want to know more about Sikhism. The Gita is one of the most popular books of Hinduism, and Storytel has this amazing audiobook called The Eternal Teachings of the Bhagavad-Gita. If you are interested in the Gita, I think this audiobook is going to give you a great idea of what it is all about. It is very difficult to read and understand Gita like most religious books. Once again, these books offer wide spiritual wisdom, which is something that will help you in some way or the other in life. It also has these individual books on different religions like Judaism, Islam, and I have read both of them, and I liked how they presented it all. More or less, I got to know about everything that I was looking for. I am recommending Judaism because I've already recommended Islam, a graphic guide, and I liked that better, honestly, because obviously everybody loves a graphic guide. No idea why I never liked the concept of Judaism much, but I think it's subconsciously because we always think that the Jews did wrong things with Christ and obviously his followers as well. So that might be one of the reasons why I was not very interested in Judaism. But Christianity and Judaism is similar in a lot of ways, but obviously different in a lot more ways as well. So if you're interested in Christianity, you might like Judaism as well. The last book that I'll recommend is Tao Te Ching, which is sort of a book on Taoism. This is a book by Lao Tzu. It was written several thousands of years ago, and it is still relevant today. So I guess that should give you an idea about how important this book is. And if you are interested in it, you will obviously get a copy of this on Storytel. My free trial link of Storytel, since a lot of books that I recommended today are from Storytel, I think 5 or 6 of them are available on Storytel. You will get access to all these books for free for 30 days if you use my code storytel.com/Helly. Listen to these books, open your mind to the possibilities of this world, and then judge for yourself what your faith is, or if you do not have faith in anything. But don't follow what your parents or friends have told you, because I think that is the worst way you can stop your individual growth. I hope you like my recommendations today. There are a lot of religions that I could not recommend books from because either I don't have enough knowledge about them or I have not found books in those religions. So if you want to help me out, the comment section is open. Please do. If there is anything that I have said which does not match with what you have learned so far and you are from one of these religions, please help me out. It is obviously very difficult to understand so many religions, but I am trying my best, and I would love it if you guys can help me in my pursuit. That will be all for today's video, guys. I'll be back with another video next week. Till then, bye bye.